Let's do this. Vanessa, are you in there? All right, cool. Here we go. All right, Vanessa, are you out there, Chef Vanessa? Okay, cool. Here we go. We fixed the audio. Good morning. Maybe all just needed a cup of coffee, right? Everybody needs a cup of coffee. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Lena. All right, Chef Vanessa, where are you at? I cannot wait to see what you have put together. Here we go. You guys, you are in for such a treat. Here we go, Chef. We need the bacon. Yeah, everybody likes bacon, right? Hi, Matt. Good morning, everybody. All right, we're connecting. Hi.
Hi, can you see me now?
I got you. You are looking fabulous.
Well, you know, I put on a scarf for this morning for you guys, a little bit more than I do on Saturday morning, but hey.
So good. Welcome to the Pantry Project Live, everybody. I cannot wait for you to see what Chef Vanessa has cooked up. Chef Vanessa, what do you got going on over there?
All right, so my friends over at Hormel, we were talking, and I was just going to make a really simple corned beef hash because I'm getting a little bit, you know, just trying to come up with new ideas. I think we're in like, what, week 3 or 4 right now. So
yeah,
just trying to get creative, still make it fun. I made it through a whole week of homeschooling. So
oh my gosh, that's right. You have 2 little people, 2 kids at home during this whole thing.
2 kids. So I'm going to show you guys just how to make a really simple corned beef hash. I like mine extra crispy, so I'm going to show you guys how to make it extra crispy. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of talk, and we can also just talk about what everybody else is cooking. Yeah. So I'm going to get started, and we can talk, and I'll, like, sort of show you what I'm doing at the same time.
You know what, Chef? I'm going to be your eyes and ears over here and tell you, because we have some really fun people who have popped up, and I want to just kind of check in with everybody and see where you're coming in from. I'm in Los Angeles. Chef Vanessa is in New York. What about you guys? Where are you guys? Oh my gosh, so many fun people have popped into this. This is so exciting, Chef. So cool.
All right, so I'm putting some onions and some bell peppers in a cast iron skillet. The key to this is having a cast iron skillet. So if you don't have one right now, maybe after self-isolation, you should totally get one. They're not expensive, and they're amazing.
Put it on the Christmas list. You guys, there's so much Minnesota coming in here, some Miami.
Ooh, Miami.
Illinois. Ooh, Canada. Hi, Blair. Yeah, Orange County. Ooh, people, everybody everywhere.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Everybody's up this early on a Saturday?
Hi, Beth. Good morning, Wisconsin. Yeah, man. Also, I really love that you have a skillet. It's like one of the things that I did recently for myself was I really kind of upgraded some of the cookware I had. I felt like I had some stuff that was like a mish and a mash, and it was kind of left over. And the skillet made me feel like I was a chef in my own house. I don't know what it is about a skillet, but it makes me a better.
You can take a look.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. Come on in.
So this is just onions and bell pepper and garlic.
Yep.
I know that there's a lot of really fun things you can do with hash because I definitely asked all my friends, how do you guys like to cook it? What do you like to do? Yeah. But for today, I just wanted to do something that I know we all actually have these ingredients lying around right now. So I think most of us have onions and garlic. You may or may not have a bell pepper. That's fine. If you don't, you can swap it out with other things. Yeah. Like a canned pepper, or you don't even have to use a pepper. But we're doing this over medium-high heat. So I'm just kind of sauteing this. It smells so good because garlic always just smells so good.
So good. And I like onions too. Some people are not a fan, but it's the first thing I put in my preparedness kit of vegetables because they live forever.
They do. They do.
Onions to me.
Oh my God. Onions are the best. I actually like the sweet ones, like the Vidalia ones that come from Georgia. But I had to like make myself not buy those this time because they have such a high sugar content. They don't last as long.
Okay.
But God, they're so good.
So Teresa's asking if you don't have garlic, fresh garlic, can you use dried for this, or can you adjust? Like, you know, sometimes you don't have everything in the pantry at the moment.
Yeah, you can definitely use dry or like something that you would find in your spice cabinet. Yep. But if you use the dried, you're going to do that in the second step, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this and then I'm going to set it to the side and then I'm going to do the hash in the same pan and then bring them all back together again.
Got it.
So if you do the dried garlic from your spice cabinet, you'll do it when you do the hash.
Okay. So slightly different timing between the fresh and the dried ingredients.
Yep. So this is just all the fresh ingredients. And actually the reason why, good question, Teresa. The reason why is because, again, I like my hash extra crispy. So I want to get all the veggies that have a lot of moisture and water like done on their own. So when I do the hash, it's really just the hash.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, question. So Lena popped in and asked, do your kids eat peppers?
So it's really funny because my 5-year-old eats like 5-year-old food, like nuggets and french fries, spaghetti, grilled cheese sandwiches. And the baby, who's like 1.5, will eat anything, even if it's a little bit spicy. Wow. It is so bizarre. He eats any curries, like he's so adventurous. But the older one is kind of picky. So I was just thinking yesterday, I can't wait until I'm not making like 2 or 3 different things for every, like I make what I like, and then I want to get to the point where we all 3 of us eat the exact same thing.
Yeah. Okay, got some more good questions for you, Chef. And also so many new people. Guys, tell us where you're in from, okay? So just shout out where you're from. Is hash without onions still hash? We've got somebody in here asking for a friend.
Oh, it's such a good philosophical question. It's like, is a burger a sandwich? So I don't know.
I mean, I think a burger is a sandwich. Am I crazy?
My favorite food is sandwiches, and I always argue that a burger is like its own, it's like the king of sandwiches, and it almost deserves its own category.
I mean, sure, but if you had to classify it, it is between.
It is, because it's bread and meat and cheese and vegetables. It is a sandwich, but it is like the king of sandwiches.
Is a hash without an onion still a hash?
I mean, I think a hash, to be a hash, is literally just potato and like a meat. So like sweet potato and like corned beef, or like, you know, if you wanted to do some sort of like vegetarian version, I think there needs to be potato. Yeah. It needs to be minced up and like cooked in the skillet, so it doesn't have to have onion. Yeah. But it just tastes so much better with onions.
And people are saying that the burgers should have their own section, which
Thank you.
They're fine. Oh, guys, people from everywhere. There's some New York, there's some Pennsylvania in there. We have people in our live, our Pantry Project live, from everywhere. It's so
from everywhere.
Yeah.
I want to get like all 50 states represented. How about that?
That would be so much fun. I feel like we need to call the people in.
Like we need to, like Hawaii needs to show
We need some Texas or who knows. Like, yeah. You guys invite your friends if they're from another state so we can get all 50. It's important. All right, sandwich debate. Yeah. Hey, so what's going on in that pot right now? What do you?
Okay, so now I'm taking this out.
Okay.
And it's just, again, it's a technique I like to use because I like my hash really crispy. If you don't care, you could throw your hash in right now at this step.
Okay.
I mean, it's still going to be like a one-pan situation because I don't want to do dishes.
No. So much dishes.
Much dishes. I'm not doing a lot of dishes right now. So it's still going to be a one-pan situation, but I'm going to take this out. If I wanted to, I could leave it in a little longer and on a lower temperature and like sweat it all the way down, but this is good.
Okay.
All right, so the next step is I'm going to put a little bit of oil into this pan.
Hey, what kind of oil is that?
Huh?
What kind of oil is that?
What kind of oil is that? Oh, that's just like regular canola oil for like cooking. You know, I'm a chef, so I put everything in a squeeze bottle.
It was really good looking. I feel like it was
I love a squeeze bottle.
Fancy.
So not fancy. So here's my hash, and I'm going to add a little bit of flour, just a little bit. And that's because I'm putting it into some oil, and I know it's going to like kind of pop a little bit.
Yep.
And so I just want to soak up some of the moisture. Now this looks kind of scary because it's smoking a little, but this is as soon as it starts to smoke, you know it's hot enough.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this in the pan, and then I'm going to spread it out so it's kind of like one layer.
I love that.
All the way around in this pan.
Okay. And you're flattening that out so that we can get it a little more crispy?
Yeah, I like the little crunchy bits.
Okay.
That's how I like my hash.
All right, so we got a question in here about what kind of oil is the best to make it crispy.
Well, you want to use an oil that has a little bit of a high smoke point. So olive oil is not really a good idea for this because olive oil is delicate. It breaks down at a high temperature. And since we want it to go in a cast iron that's really hot and gets to that smoke point, you want to use like vegetable oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, anything like that. Just not some of those like fancy like avocado.
Right,
oil.
safflower.
Yeah, none of those ones.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now the other thing that's really key is when I put it in there, like I'm just going to leave it alone. We have this like, you want to kind of like
I want to stir it.
Stuff.
I want to like poke at it.
No, we're just going to leave it there for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not touching it.
Patient,
I did lower the temperature. So I started out really high and then I lowered it to like medium high.
Okay.
You see, I have all these, my child, everything in my house.
That's so important.
It's like so much child proof. So we have about 3 or 4 minutes. I'll leave that alone. We can just keep talking.
So, hey, I want to ask you while I've got you as like a captive audience.
Yeah.
How are you doing? I know you're in New York.
I know.
It's crazy at the moment.
I know.
How are you feeling? How are you doing? Yeah. And somebody, by the way, called me out for no patience. I have no patience.
I know, it's so funny. It's kind of been interesting because everyone knows I'm in New York and, you know, things are definitely a little bit more heightened here. Schools are closed like forever. Everyone's homeschooling and we were a little bit on the beginning of all of this stuff. So it's been interesting because I get a lot of phone calls from friends I haven't talked to in a while. Like maybe we social media, but I haven't talked to. Just calling to like check up on me. And it's like, it's so awesome to get to like reconnect with people and like I'm doing like conference calls like with big groups of girlfriends from all over the country and so there's like some parts, there's a lot of silver lining I have to say. But yeah, I mean, I've never planned on being a homeschool teacher, so that's a little bit crazy, but that's even not so bad. It's not like the end of the world. So
just feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I mean, I'm in LA, so we benefited mostly from pretty good weather for a while. We also have been on a stay-at-home order for quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a prepper and a grower of food, so I feel like I was a tiny bit more prepared than some of my friends.
Right.
But it's nice to really. I'm enjoying the homebody time a little bit.
Yeah.
But I am kind of finding myself running out of the stuff that I'm used to making.
Right.
So like I'm cooking for the husband. It's just the two of us. But he can be kind of picky sometimes, and I just find myself like trying to invent stuff or just new creative. You know, like you just can't get out as often to get what you need. You really should need. So like, how are you dealing with that? Because I know you're a lot more creative than me on that. What's your
I mean, it's not that hard for me to like just kind of like get creative and work with stuff that I have, obviously, because I'm trained to do that. But also like, you know, I may not use like vegetables in the same way I did before. I may not just make like a whole giant something because I'm like, ooh, you know, I kind of want to make sure that everything is balanced. So if I have like a whole bunch of asparagus, I may not just like saute the whole thing as its own side dish. Instead, I'll just use like half a bunch and put it into something. So like things still have some veg. Because I found like the first week I was carb loading. Yeah. And by the time I was able to get groceries again, all I wanted was like a salad.
You guys, by the way, who else out there is carb loading? I feel like every meal, I mean, obviously it makes sense because things are not, you know, we're having to get things that are a little more shelf stable. And so like, you're just, all right. Hold on.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off. So now we're like 3-4 minutes in and you can see there's like this really great, you see how it kind of makes like this awesome crust?
Ooh, yes.
Now, okay, so this is how most people like it. I'm crazy, so I'm going to go for what I would like to describe as extra crispy. All right, there's two levels here. This is first level crispy.
Accomplished. First
yeah,
level.
If this is how you like yours, cool.
Cool.
Second level crispy. Kind of give it a little swirl.
And swirl. All right.
And we're gonna do the same thing we just did. Again. And give it another couple of minutes, just like we did the first go around.
I want to eat it already. Is that wrong?
I know.
I know. Want to
So we'll let this we only need to do this for like 2 more minutes for extra crispy. And then I'll show you guys how I'm going to put it all together.
Ooh, I can't wait. Hey, are you drinking coffee also? Or
I am. I was just like, oh wait, there it is. Hold on. I lost it. Hold on.
Katie says we're on Operation Clean Out the Freezer in this house. Yeah. Hey,
yes.
So much good stuff in the freezer, right?
I got so lucky because I own a catering company. Like that's what I do. And when we're not self-isolating. And I did this job last summer and we were handing out popsicles. It was really random. And so the client had a deep freezer for this event. It was outside down at the pier. Fun. And so at the end of the job, they were like, do you want to keep this freezer? And I was like,
the freezer? I thought you were going to say you got to keep the popsicles.
No, I got to keep this really cool, it was like brand new because nothing had ever been in it but popsicles. So in my basement, I have a deep freezer, and I've never had a deep freezer at my house.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, it is saved my life because I can just pull things out of the chicken broth that I made 6 months ago, or I make spaghetti sauces and put those. I put everything in the freezer, and thank God because now I just pull things out of the freezer.
So nice. So lots of people here are talking. We're still on the carbs. I feel like we're going to be on the carbs for a while. So people are talking about how they're doing a little bit more baking. Do you think that that's just kind of a response to being home and wanting that comforting feeling of baking, that smell? Do you think that that's kind of an emotional response to where we're all at?
Yeah, and I think baking feels less intimidating. I think in people's minds, baking is more it's an exact sort of science. As long as you get the ingredients right, it should come out pretty good. And it just kind of feels very homey, very nesting. Yep. People are baking a lot of bread too.
Yes. Which is a carb. If you're not sure, bread is definitely carbs.
Lori, I'm at extra crispy, so I'm going to put my onions and peppers and garlic in now.
Let's do this.
So,
oh my gosh, that looks so good.
It's so good. So I'm going to put that right there. And then that's sort of the end of this part. And then I'm just going to fry an egg.
Wow.
And put it in so I can put that on top.
Yeah, that's looking amazing.
This is it. I mean, it's so, so, so easy.
Yeah. I think it's really fun to see simple things come together beautifully, because for me, that's part of it is I find myself slowing down a little bit. And when I make food, I find myself taking a second to kind of plate it and just put it on the plate and make it look nice.
Yeah, just for yourself, right?
For myself, for my husband. What do they say? You eat with your eyes first?
I definitely do prepare things just for myself that I'll just go and nobody else is ever going to see it, but it still feels good. Just to make it nice for yourself.
I don't even think it takes that much longer,
No.
It's just 10 seconds longer to just nicely apply it. I mean, if you're in a hurry, whatever, but I don't think we're all in as much of a hurry anymore. So
I'm interested, are people just sort of sitting in front of the couch and eating, sitting in front of the TV, or is anyone still sitting down at the dinner table anymore? Or are we just all
all right, guys, do you eat? Let's see. There's a chunk of people in this chat right now, by the way. Do you guys eat at the table? Do you eat at the kitchen table? Or do you eat at the sofa in front of the television if you've got friends? I personally, while everybody's answering, my husband and I eat in front of the TV. I mean, I work in content. I love watching shows. I love it. It helps me turn my brain off at the end of the night. So we do eat in front of the television. But how do you set up, I don't know. Matt, family dinner every night, all 6 of us. Dang, impressive. Lots of kitchen table.
Oh.
Lots of people are at the kitchen table in front of the
That's
TV.
nice.
Like me. Yeah. I just can't help it. I mean, I'm currently on like Peaky Blinders. That's my current run of television.
You're on what?
I'm watching Peaky Blinders. I've watched my way through most of my shows, so I'm standing up in the kitchen. Lena eats standing up in the kitchen. Teresa says all over the house, but they've been eating more together. Yeah, I love that. I feel like for lots of people, this is making you eat together more. Breakfast and lunch on the couch and dinner at the table. You guys have a routine.
That's nice.
Eating with my husband in front of the TV. Oh, separated. All right. Well, you know, maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? Rena says you have a baby, so yeah, babies.
I know sometimes
if you have a baby, you have to eat in a place where the baby cannot throw the food into any rugs, right?
Well, I'm telling you, my baby likes to eat everything that I'm eating, so I have to sometimes like eat at the counter, which is really high, because he will come and just try to take the food like out of my mouth.
I feel like your baby might be a future chef. Like, what's going on with that? Starting early, huh?
He really likes to eat good things. So.
Yeah, I need to see this egg. Can we see this egg up close? This is better than any egg I have ever egged.
Well, you saw me do it. I didn't do anything too fancy.
I just think you're good at stuff.
Anybody can do this. And it's like, the question should have been, is a hash really a hash if you don't put an egg on top?
Okay. Guys,
I really love an egg.
Discussing here, like it's important. I feel like we've covered some ground.
I love having the egg on top, like a poached egg or a fried egg. But that's also because I like a runny yolk, and I know not everybody does.
I am not a runny yolk gal. I like medium. Yeah.
I like it because then I break it and I like put it all into the hash. Like that's my favorite.
Steffi, how did you keep that egg from sticking to the cast iron? Did you add any more oil for that, or were you already good to go?
I was already good to go, but also a very good cast iron is that seasoned. It almost has its own like non-stick vibe about it.
Glide a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. It's like TV. Look.
Oh man, that's pretty fancy.
I'm gonna put it on top of my hash if I can grab it.
You got this. I believe in you.
So I'm gonna put that there.
Wow. Look at
show you guys my whole little setup I made for you this morning. Look at that.
So cute. Look. I'd eat breakfast with you any day. Any day.
I have like an orange and a little cucumber salad, and then here's my hash.
This is so cute.
And like, I know not everybody's into it, but I definitely like, I would just, and then, yeah, and all of that. Right?
Food TV. Food TV.
I'm just going to take a bite because I have to take a bite.
Do it.
I just spent all this time making this, so, you know.
Vanessa, you're eating for all of us right now.
It's so, so good, you guys. And this is the simplest of all the hash recipes. I mean, you could do so many fun things with it, but if you literally just had like onion and garlic, an egg, and a bell pepper, you too could have this.
It looks so good.
I know. I want to know like what else people are doing like for breakfast and stuff. Or you guys can ask me. Yep. I'm doing a lot of pastas during the day. Breakfast, my kids will eat scrambled eggs with cheese, so that's kind of cool. Cereal, like real talk, a lot of cereal.
Cereal, yeah.
A lot of oatmeal, like instant oatmeal that you can throw different things in.
Yep. Yeah. And for me too, I'm pulling stuff out of the pantry that was shelf stable that I've got like, you know, from the back, like I'm making a lot of rice because I have a rice cooker, so. Okay, Lena wants to know where the kids are.
Ha ha ha! I know. It's like, how does she have kids and I don't hear them and they haven't run into the room yet? So the grandparents live in the apartment downstairs. So winning. So I do. I get help and I can send them downstairs when like mommy's working.
Yeah, I love this. Hey Vanessa, will you put this recipe up on the Pantry project on the
I will, definitely. Yeah, cool. For sure.
So I don't know if anybody else has caught any of this yet, but Hormel Foods has put up a bunch of cool content with people like you who know their way around the kitchen. And it's really all about helping people understand how to use those staples in the pantry a little bit better. It's called the Pantry Project. It's at hormelfoods.com, and definitely on this Instagram account too that I kind of took over today. You can really see people who know what they're doing simply explaining how to use basic elements to give people a little more confidence to experiment. I mean, I think this time
I have another recipe up there too, Lori. I did for the Pantry Project originally, which is yummy, and it's a bacon gravy over creamy cheesy grits.
Yep.
Check that one out.
Okay. And so you're in that recipe, you're sort of explaining how to use it and just like the whole thing. So if somebody was starving right now, having experienced your morning, I think people are going to be really hungry looking for that Mary's hash.
It's so good. This is the hash you can find like anywhere. I mean, at most grocery stores. I will say,
close up on that can. I need a little close up.
Yeah. This one, I have to say, like, in honesty, like, everybody was trying to buy this at the store. I was there and I snagged like some of the it was like so funny because it was one of those shelves. You know how there's like the shelves of the stuff that everybody wants right now during self-isolation? This was one of them. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, thank God. Like, I really wanted to make this for you guys.
Having seen you cook it, I totally believe it. And by the way, nobody is eating kale right now. Have you noticed that?
It's so funny. There's things at you know what else nobody's eating? Like super fancy cheeses. Yeah. Nobody's like, there's all this stuff because I had all of this stuff that is just there. And then there's the really popular stuff. And it's so funny, but kind of like people are getting it right. Like people, the stores are out of like the stuff that you really need to last for a while. So, I mean, I guess that means people have been paying attention to like what you should be stocking your pantry with.
Well, and sometimes you have to go grab what's there. And I think that's okay. Like if you're used to getting something and it's not there, I think that's totally, you just grab whatever's right next to it and try something new. I think it's an opportunity to really explore those comfort foods and the things that are sort of comfort food adjacent, right? Like the thing that's right next to what you normally got. Grab it and try something, right?
Yes.
Food can be so fun.
Be creative. It's the time for it. That's the other thing about this silver lining. Like, I think people are getting really creative. People are cooking together. People are cooking for their families. And that's like been my whole goal in all of the content I've ever done is just, I really love for people to cook at home, and it doesn't have to be elaborate chefy things, just cooking at home. It just means so much. It's about connection and all of that. So yeah, this is such a good time to get creative, get in the kitchen.
So Chef, we're going to wrap it up, but I have one question for you before we go. If you had, I don't know if anybody could do leftovers of this because I feel like it would get eaten right away, but if you had some leftovers of the Mary's hash, what could somebody do with it for another meal, or like what could be next for the hash?
My favorite thing in the whole world is tortillas. Just put it in a tortilla, like, because then it's just a taco. Like,
with like some sharp. Oh, Lena says maybe some sharp cheddar. Can you put cheese on hash? Is that a thing?
Why not? Sure you can. Like, I would either like throw it like in a tortilla and make like some either like a burrito thing or a taco thing. My son does love quesadillas, so I would take it, put it on a quesadilla with cheese, you know, put it back in that cast iron skillet and then cut it into triangles. He'll totally eat it like that. You can get pretty creative with it, especially like if you don't have the egg on top.
Right. Which makes a lot of sense because I feel like you're going to eat that egg the first time around.
Yep. So good. You could totally use it like that. I would definitely do like a tortilla or like a quesadilla kind of thing. Put some salsa on there.
Yeah.
Or you could like redo it even in a breakfasty way, like a huevos rancheros kind of a thing.
I love that. Love that. All right, Chef, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up? I think
this was so fun. This was so fun. I'm excited. Let's do it again with something for dinner next time.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
So good. So guys, if you have not checked it out, hit the Hormel Foods site and all the social accounts. Check out the Pantry Project. There's so much good information in there. on how to use the things that you have in your house, how to get creative next time you're out there shopping, maybe some fun new things to look for. I mean, I'm seeing people in here saying they're going to make this recipe at home, Chef. Like, I think you've inspired people. I am inspired. I'm going to finish this coffee and go find something in the pantry to eat. So definitely. Please take care of yourself. Wish you all the best. Everybody else, take care of yourselves. Look out for your neighbors and be well.
Bye, Lori.
Bye, Vanessa. Bye, everybody.
Have a good day, everyone.